What's up, guys? Welcome to the Linecheck podcast. It's me, Brennan, obviously. I'm here with Jesse of Hey Brother Baker. How's it going?
It's going well, Brendan. Thank you.
It's good to have you on the podcast. We've been playing email, phone tag, Instagram tag for probably like 3 months.
Yeah, 2-3 months, something like that.
I mean, obviously, I get it because you're busy. I'm busy. You know, this podcast is about industry professionals and small business owners.
The 2 hours a day that I have available.
Yeah. And it's like, if anything, I get it more than anyone else that, you know, you got a business to run and you're a busy man. And
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah. So it's good to finally have you on the podcast. So definitely, because you're such a busy man, I want to go through your daily routine. Just like, let's say, what'd you do? Like, how'd you start your day today?
So I get up around 4, and if I'm out of bed on time, maybe even a little early, I'll make myself coffee. Been working on a bulk pour over for the shop.
Nice.
It's been coming along real nice. I'm pretty happy with it. Shape ciabatta. So head straight into the bakery, shape ciabatta, try to get that done by like 4:45. And then today we had a farmer's market. So we've got 2 baguette batches going. One that my wife bakes or mixes and bakes overnight. And then we also have an overnight cold bulk. So go right into shaping baguettes, start weighing out flour as the other bakers come in. Try to get, the more I can get fucking set up mise en place,
exactly.
right? It just makes everything go smooth. So I've taken to doing that while my partner Mike and the other baker handle mixes and various other things. The last few days they've been taken over so that I can get a little bit of rest early in the morning. But a lot of times I'll do admin work. I do all my own accounting and bookkeeping.
Wow.
You know, sales, CRM, ordering management, all that shit.
Did you take classes to learn on there? So you just did it was DIY, just like through the internet.
Into the fucking fire, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, if I don't keep track of this, it's gonna fuck me.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I mean, I've always been good at like being organized and keeping track of things, and relatively decent at keeping track of my own finances. I spent a few years doing bookkeeping in like a spreadsheet, and then I want to say 2022 I transitioned over to QuickBooks and took about 3 months to learn.
Okay, that's not bad.
So
at all.
it wasn't terrible. And now that I understand like how it works and what I need to do on a daily,
kind of streamlines itself.
it's streamlined. So if I remember, I'll try to get some food in. I forget.
You know what's funny is I saw this reel on Instagram, and it was what a chef eats in a day. You know, those like people. They're like, oh, this is what I ate today, and there's a chef, and it was like
fucking garbage.
It was, I think it was like sesame seeds, olive oil.
Hey man,
but he was like, obviously it was a joke, you know, because he's making fun of.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was like, yeah, today I'm having sesame seeds, and then like,
I mean,
the leftover of my energy drink from yesterday.
Our prep days when we're prepping like toasting seeds and nuts to go in the breads. It's usually on Monday. I eat well on those days. You know. Yeah. So shaping, pre-shape and shape usually starts around 9:30 or so. So I try to be in there for that. I'm usually in there. Otherwise it doesn't go well. That's not true. They fucking handle it on a lot of days. I don't want to throw them under the bus like that. But all hands on deck is good to have. So help out with cleaning as needed afterwards. Baking for the following day. Because we do deliveries. Our delivery driver usually leaves around 6 a.m. So baking for the following day usually starts around 1:15, 1:30 p.m. That's me So I'll start baking, and it's a pretty, just because we're still on the Rothkos, like you need to be attentive to the bake. It's not a set it and forget it, unfortunately.
No.
So that goes through. I'll be shaping focaccia usually around 3 or 4 p.m. We do like a 9-hour room temp bulk on the focaccia. No folds, just straight mix into a bin, and then shape it in the afternoon. So I'll usually shape that, which will get baked when Christina gets up, usually around 7 p.m. or so.
It's crazy.
Various other tasks.
It's a whole day operation, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically.
You said you woke up at 3 a.m., right? Or 4.
4 is when my alarms start going off.
We almost 7 p.m. right now. We're at 7
like
p.m.
bedtime.
Yeah. That's crazy. So yeah, I just wanted to get you to explain that for,
Sorry, I kind of rambled for a minute.
It's all good
there.
for everybody that wants to open a business or a bakery or a restaurant. That a lot goes into it.
I will say
it's
that
not as glorified as it seems like. And
I definitely don't
things.
recommend. Like I love our wholesale accounts. They've been amazing to us, and it's great for cash flow. But like, I don't recommend going down the wholesale route. Like,
it's because it's like much more bulk and
yeah. I mean, like I said, it's good for cash flow, but there's not really a lot of profit in it, and so I've been able to hire a team, and I've been able to have steady work for them. But like, it's a grind, and not that it's not enjoyable, but my wife and I both work basically 14-hour days, 16-hour days sometimes, and we're doing it 6-7 days a week. So it's
crazy.
I mean, glad I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful, but I'm also fucking tired.
Yeah, dude. I bet for doing it. How long did you start the Hey Brother Baker?
So I quit my job to do it full time.
And why did you decide to do that?
2020. There were a few things that went into that decision. We'd been baking and selling since 2017. 2020. So my wife and I both went to school for music. I was an audio engineer. She a vocalist. And as we all remember, in the beginning of 2020, that's when COVID hit.
Yep.
And she had 18 months worth of work booked out that disappeared in the course of like 3 days. And so between that, I still had a full-time gig. All of my gig work disappeared, but like my full-time work was still there. Sorry, it was at the end of 2020 that I quit.
Yeah.
Anyway. My brother that had been working with me on the bakery, we parted ways at the beginning, like right before COVID hit. We parted ways, and so I kind of had to figure out, like, okay, am I gonna continue to do this and pursue this baking, or drop it? And I love baking. Like I find bread immensely I don't know, the whole fermentation process to me is riveting.
Yeah.
It's a weird way to put it, but whatever. And so Christina and I had a couple of long conversations about, like, the fuck are we gonna do? Do we just let this go? We decided to dive in head first.
How did you get into baking originally?
Again, my brother worked up in San Francisco at Outerlands. I don't know if you're familiar.
No,
it's in the Outer Sunset.
My friend used to
Chad
live
Robertson
in Sunset.
put their bread program together. I guess the owner, and he used to go surfing. The previous owner, is in the Tartine bread book.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, my brother was working there, and it was like hyper seasonal, hyper local, foraged,
Yeah.
but amazing food, like incredible food. And I was just like, I hadn't had anything like that before, and I was blown away by the food, and it all centered around, not all of it, but a lot of it centered around the bread that they made in house. And I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
like bread can be this. And so I, pardon me, started buying books and teaching myself.
Wow. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Self-taught. That's crazy. I'm always kind of,
I don't recommend it.
I'm not scared of dough. And I've only worked at a handful of places where I played with dough, and it's crazy just because of how much it changes and manipulations you can do. And
It's a living, breathing thing,
Yeah.
and it takes so long to get a feel for it. And especially when you're just starting, it's so tempting to change the recipe constantly.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, or this isn't working, so I want to change all these things. And it's just fucking repetition.
Yeah,
Like, don't change it. Like, get a feel for it,
Yeah, I definitely don't have that kind of patience though.
Yeah, and the this recipe takes a day and a half, 2 days.
Yeah. I'd probably just stand there. I remember when I was making my sourdough starter during COVID, and I just like
Everybody.
I'd watch it. Yeah, I'd just watch it all the time. Come back. I was like, oh, dude, I'm like, come on, what's going on? Are you ready yet? That was no patience at all.
Yeah,
it was just funny.
the first few times
I couldn't hang with the patience.
I did sourdough. The first few times it was not good. It took a long time before I started getting a product that I was reasonably happy with.
Well, I got to say that your bread is one of the best in the city.
Get out.
No,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I love your bread. If you places that have your bread is Alder and Sage, Heritage, Olive and Rose, Uptown Provisions. They've been on the podcast recently.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, his sandwiches are like
Shout out
fire.
to Aaron.
Yeah, those sandwiches
Aaron's
are
the fucking
crazy.
homie. Like,
I need to go visit him and just grab a sandwich.
I went up there. I had a delivery driver out, so I was on deliveries last week. Time is a fucking ambiguous concept. And I had his Kurbota ham sandwich. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Amazing, fucking fantastic, so good.
What's so cool about him is he's not even a chef.
Yeah,
he's a bartender that has made really good. That loves to make sandwiches. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like that. He found his niche. Like I like making sandwiches.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's good
Best
shit.
Sandwiches.
Like line out the door.
Yeah,
selling. What was it? I think last Saturday, I got a text message from him that they're out of bread. Middle of the afternoon. He's like, we just sold over 300 sandwiches today. And they're, normally it's around 250.
Crazy. Yeah, he's got like a monster line too. I think there's like, when I was there, I went before the Super Bowl Sunday.
I'm sure that
and there
was
was like
bananas.
4 people like working the line, and then he was there like running around.
That's Aaron.
Yeah, love the sandwiches. Awesome bread.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see your bread just being around the city more,
I like seeing that too.
Like, I mean, since you started, like Rose Park had your bread with Sasha's there for some of their sandwiches that they made. But yeah, and then like grown off of that and other places and Heritage and all that. So it's cool to like slowly see your bread everywhere.
Yeah, man.
So congrats to that too.
Thank you.
So I heard that you're opening up a spot.
News gets out. Yeah.
We're a small city.
Yeah.
But a big one at the same time.
Yeah, we're on right across the street from Casa Sanchez. The OG greasy pizza box quesadilla. We love it.
How is that going so far?
Slow. Yeah, it's not unexpectedly slow, which is nice.
So going back to just like the grind of having a business, but also the grind and struggle of trying to open like a brick and mortar itself.
My heart can't take it anymore. Dude.
Yeah. What? Stop drinking the beer right now. What would you give like advice to someone that wants to open a business, of how they should open a brick and mortar?
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I'm sure you're learning a lot
there.
as you're going right now.
All right. So key points. Test your fucking concept. Test the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I've told a couple people this, but I mean, the more you know your audience and the more you know like your product and what you want to do, the better. Going into a space with rent looming over your head, not knowing if you've got, I keep saying audience, but a customer base, and not knowing, that would scare the crap out of me. Like we've got a decent cash flow, and even that is like we're gonna have to work when we get in there. Yeah, so building a decent cash flow. I mean, you've had Hyro on?
Yeah, he was on like the first
like
2 episodes.
He fucking like the way he did it, found a home, found an audience, and ground it out, and like now he's in a spot where he's super comfortable. I mean, I'm sorry, not I don't know anything about his finances, but like he's doing all right.
Yeah.
He's got regulars, he knows what he can expect.
Yeah.
So he's got a business that's working.
It's working, yeah.
Before even going and trying to sign a lease somewhere. Talk to the SBA. SBDC is the Small Business Development Center. They're amazing. Get
they have
an advisor.
A lot of free resources out there too.
Ton of free resources. They'll hook you up with an advisor. It's all free. They'll help you get through the loan application process. The catch-22 is that like you have to have a signed lease before you can even start the loan application process. It's fucked. But also it's a great way to get money as a startup. God, what else? Patience. Yeah. More patience than you.
Do you think it's better to, I mean, obviously in my head, I already know that, just trying to rush into building a restaurant, or just like letting it come to you when the time is like ready, like the opportunity arises and like, hey, like if I got the chance to open a restaurant, do I take it? Or
if you have the luxury of being able to do the thing you love and market test ad infinitum until the opportunity presents itself, I feel like that's the way to go. I don't want to say we were rushed, because we definitely, I've been looking for a spot for like 3 years. But there's a limit to how long I can operate a bakery out of my home in a place that I'm renting, right?
Yeah.
My landlord is a friend and former colleague, and he's been super patient. Like, he didn't sign up to have a fucking bakery, a wholesale bakery with delivery drivers every morning operating out of his backyard. We've got things worked out, but like, he doesn't want that there forever.
Yeah, long term,
I can't do it there forever.
Yeah,
so if you've got the
good morning bread.
Yeah, I would say like if you've got the ability to set yourself up so that you're not going to be rushed, it's the way to go.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. That's what I'm trying to. I'm not really thinking about it. Like, I eventually want to open something with Sasha, but I think just being in the present right now is important, and then like think about it later if the opportunity arises,
Fuck that. Never live in the present. Always look.
I really, dude, I love living the present, because then I'm just going to skip over everything.
I don't do it enough. I'm kind of, with the way that I've built my life and my schedule, as you've heard, I'm constantly like having to look forward. And also it's like
time goes by so fast. It's crazy.
The way that like my brain operates too is like I was mentioning earlier, I come from a production background. Like, I have to foresee problems. Exactly. Like, I have to look ahead and try to predict using obviously experience. And then when shit hits the fan, I have to then sit and try to figure out, okay, what happened? How do I prevent that from ever happening again? So as I need to do what you're doing and live in the future. I'm sorry, live in the present way more than I do.
You need to go back to the future.
That's right.
I was going to say something. Oh yeah. So you were like in audio production, right? And then your wife is a singer. I think that's really cool that you're both musician artists. Because I was also in audio production before I started cooking.
Were you?
Yeah, I went to Long Beach City College for audio production.
You didn't say that earlier.
Yeah, so,
dropping fucking shit on me right now.
I was in some bands and did a little bit of producing for myself before I started working in restaurants. And then, you know, it's just really hard to get a job as a musician.
Yeah, that's a fucking grind.
So that's a grind. And I was like, yeah, I'm like 21 or whatever. I love making music. I wish I could just stay in my room all day and make music. But unfortunately, parents are like, that's not making money. So I was like, you need to find a job. So I got a job as a dishwasher and then, you know, eventually worked my way up and started cooking. And then I just stopped making music. So sad, I know. But
it happens.
Yeah, I'm just like stuck in the chef life now, which is, you know, no regrets, but it's really cool to see that you guys are musicians. And I think that plays a lot into, you know, creating and, you know, using your creativeness to bake bread, and same as like me cooking and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool because I don't know a lot of artist chefs. There's only one that I knew as my old chef at Lhasa, Chad Valencia, but he was a DJ and musician, and he would go produce after work.
Seriously?
Yeah, after like we work a shift, and then he's like, I'm gonna go make music because it's a way to like shut off his brain and turn on his other brain. And I was like, I wish I can do that, but I just don't have the capacity. But you got the luxury because your studio's already set up. I would have to like have a studio that's like ready already, like open up. And I don't want to like, I have to like build it up and put everything back again.
Arturo plays.
He does. I think he's found the golden key. He's found it.
He's done.
Because he's been playing for a really long time, and he just hasn't. Like, I think he just hasn't had the time, and then now he's got the time to like.
I mean, I don't
have a band.
I don't talk to him personally on a regular basis or anything, but like, or know him super close. But it seems like from an outside perspective, he's really done what you're doing, which is like set his life up to be a lot more healthy, a lot more live in the present than, you know, I've been able to do. And fucking mad respect to that, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot of saying no to shit, you know?
I have a hard time saying no.
Word.
It's hard to say no. Like, honestly, literally just like an hour ago, someone's like, hey, can you do a catering order? And I was like, oh, it's me and Sasha's 3-year anniversary. I'm like, sorry. Then Sasha's like, wait, why'd you say no? I was like, I'm trying to do something special for us so we can have a like
good for you, man.
A vacation.
Hell yeah.
Even though it's like a day, and then
I live vicariously.
But then we said
other people's fucking Instagram slideshows. So please,
yeah. So we're actually gonna do the catering now.
Oh no.
And we're gonna postpone the 3-year anniversary, which is like, I'm trying to be good here.
Hopefully the catering's paying for the trip.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. But yeah, it's like that. We try not to say no because I think like, oh, we're scared. Might not get another opportunity, something like that.
That's the like. That's
and then
the
it just
fucking
keeps
danger.
on building and building and building. It's like we were getting opportunities. We're just saying yes to everything.
I mean the kind of the shitty part is not shitty. The
ironic.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Actually, is that like I was just getting to a point in my audio career where I was really able to start turning stuff down because like I have that like, you know, somebody gives me a call and asks me to do something, you know, no, I'm not going to turn it down. If I can do it, I want to do it. Right. And so kind of that early career mentality of take everything that comes along, and it's difficult to get out of. And I was just starting to like get out of it. You know, I was 10, 12 years into my career,
Yeah.
and I switched careers. Went right back into
Right
it.
back
I'm like,
into
all right,
it.
I got to take everything that comes along.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, I love to say yes to everything, and I actually said yes to another thing too. I'll be there at the Fam Fest.
Nice.
Yeah. Be helping Chef Jonathan from Barbecue.
Oh, sick.
At least I still hope so.
We'll find out
But
soon.
I'm doing we're also doing like a market in LA the next day at 7. We have to be in LA at 7 a.m. like ready to go. And yeah, so that's going to be crazy. But yeah, I was like, I'm saying yes to this, even though I know I got to be in LA by 7 a.m., everything packed in the car, and be there to set up ready at 10 a.m. and then be there till 7 p.m. and then be in traffic and maybe be home at 10 p.m. But yeah, doing it because it's Filipino American History Month, you know, I'm
There you go.
trying to support.
No,
But yeah, there's good things to everything. But
it's the building that type of schedule
And then
into
I
your
also
life
wanna-
on a daily basis.
Yeah, and then
that's
I
rough.
also want to support the community,
Sure.
help out a chef that needs help, you know, making food. So
I mean, from the folks in my life that I know, which are, you know, a few, it does seem like the Filipino community really shows up for each other.
they
And,
do. It's crazy.
like, I like such mad respect. I love it so much. I remember when Phil had Nilly's
Yeah.
over at Heritage.
I didn't
and
even
just
know that.
line
Yeah.
out the door.
His burgers are insane.
So fucking good. He's
Yeah.
like right down the street from me
Yeah.
now.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's dangerous.
Over on Pioneer.
Yeah.
'Cause we're
In Artesia.
we're just down the street. It takes like 5-10 minutes to drive
Yeah.
over there. But that shit's fucking
Yeah,
great.
I
Those-
get put in a like legit food coma after I eat just a single burger too, and like I get
Now I'm
naughty and get the chili
dreaming
cheese
about
fries.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and then I'm like dead, put to sleep. I'm
It's
like,
just like a little bit of that
like a little
sweetness
knockout
on
punch.
that chili.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's a very Filipino thingy,
know.
sweetness.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, Nilly's, hell yeah, that's tight. Yeah, so like with Hey Brother Baker, and you know when you finally open, what are some of your goals after you open? Just to like
Sleep
yeah,
for like a month.
Oh, yeah.
No,
get a coffin, be a vampire.
Right. We're gonna have space in the back. There'll be room for like 2 or 3 coffins. It'll be nice. I really want to get things set up. You know, once we get open, it's going to be work to get it smooth, right?
Yeah.
That'll take some time. And we're going to need to build up a little bit more cash flow to make it like work all right. But it won't be impossible. Honestly, I like playing around, man. Like I've been really into longer room temperature ferments these days. I like the idea of low labor on the mix, low energy consumption, so not using like refrigeration to slow things down. I've been working on a couple things, bagels and pretzels, and
Awesome.
my next also like a miche higher whole grain content sourdough that's just like 9-hour bulk. So playing around with that. I've been playing around with hot water crust.
Okay.
One of my bakers is Chilean, and she's been making empanadas with me.
Oh, cool.
So fucking
Dang, I love empanadas.
so much. And I've got a recipe for this hot water crust that I kind of started with, and we've been working on it for about a month or two. And I've been thrilled with what's coming out of that. So yeah, like, I don't know, man. pies, freaking cardamom buns. Like, really want to focus on our brioche. I'd love to figure out, this is pipe dreams, but a sweet stiff starter for like croissants, brioche, and panettone.
Yes.
You know, as much as I love, like I'm sure you do as well. Like I come from a working class background, and so a lot of the impetus behind baking kind of a simple, accessible sourdough was like, okay, and you know, now I'm selling a loaf for $9, but it was like, let me make something accessible that's also reasonable for a middle class family to buy on a regular basis, right?
It's important.
And then you get enamored with bread that's only butter and egg. You know, I don't know if you've had the From Roy panettone.
No, I haven't. No.
I've been ordering it for friends and family on Christmas for like 3 or 4
Awesome.
years. It's so fucking expensive, but holy fuck.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, I don't know, man. There's got to be a place for luxuries in our lives, right?
There is a place for luxuries in our life.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Even if
we deserve those luxuries.
Yeah,